Beijing served up panda diplomacy this week and Albo fell for the red communist lights.
I didn't fall over.
That brings me to the elephant in the room. The Prime Minister still has not been able to secure a meeting with US President Donald Trump.
He scares the out of me.
Federal Parliament returns next week for the first time since the Albanese government was re-elected. And gee, I think we are in for a showdown. Our electricity bills have risen again.
$275.
There's still a cost of living crisis.
Our priority will be to provide cost of living relief whilst
Coming back from his Kentucky tour of China.
Everything in life's a bonus.
Our national security is under threat.
And I want Australian parents and families to know that the government has your back.
The US wants answers, the alliance is fracturing, and it's about time this Prime Minister was held to account. Firstly, of course, Anthony Albanese is coming back from his Kentucky tour of China, and questions need to be asked about what he actually achieved on his extended sightseeing tour, from being serenaded by the Chinese military band playing Aussie rock to the big banquets, the smiles and a bit of tourism on the side at the Great Wall and the Panda Park. It just makes you wonder,
What does this bloke have to do to lose his job?
what on earth he was actually doing. I mean, what about taking back the Port of Darwin from the Chinese?
Did the President express any objection to your plans about bringing the Port of Darwin back into Australian hands, or any potential response that China might take to that?
no, it wasn't raised.
No, not important enough, apparently, to be raised with Xi Jinping. What about the live fire drills off our coast?
Did you seek assurances that Australia would be better informed in future about the PLA's Navy in Australian waters, and has China asserted its right to free navigation in those waters?
Yes to the former, and secondly, in response, of course, it was President Xi said that China engaged in exercises just as Australia engages in exercises.
Oh, well, that settles it then, doesn't it? It was all above board.
I'm very transparent.
People were saying that we have a handsome boy coming from Australia.
Yeah, the handsome boy from Australia is so scared of offending China, he's cowered to its military intimidation, punitive tariffs and lack of investigation into the origins of COVID, and at the same time has been stronger in his condemnation of the United States. Beijing served up panda diplomacy this week and Albo fell for the red communist lights. Secondly, that brings me to the elephant in the room. The Prime Minister still has not been able to secure a meeting with US President Donald Trump at a time when our alliance is being tested. Now, we are in the middle of Operation Talisman Sabre here in Australia, preparing our military and those of our closest allies for any future conflict with China, and Albo is cuddling up to pandas.
Give your old man a hug!
Your beautiful mum brought you up as a single parent, but she actually told you at a very young age that your father had died in a car accident.
That's right, she was a...
Proven liar.
I was the son of a single mum.
And I hope you find your father. Son?
Oh my gosh, it is you! Give your old man a hug!
And Albo is cuddling up to pandas. And I thought these comments from a US Air Force official were very telling.
What we're seeking is a world that is rule-based order, where the Asia-Pacific is safe and secure.
And compare that with the optics of Albo whining and dining with our greatest strategic threat all week, who could not give a toss about a rule-based order. And it's now 4 meetings, of course, with China and none with Donald Trump. Thirdly, of course, the cost of living crisis in this country remains. Our energy bills jumped 10% on July 1, despite Labor telling us our bills would go down under the renewables-only fantasy.
My word is my bond. People are entitled to have that certainty.
Meanwhile, Big Australia is getting bigger. Arrivals surged to over 33,000 in May. That was the highest May net arrival number on record. And if current trends continue, net permanent and long-term arrivals could reach almost 600,000 by December. I mean, where are we going to put all these people?
In the car.
Treasury says Labor's target of building 1.2 million homes between 2024 and 29 will not be met. So Labor's failed to deliver a single housing target, yet ramps up migration.
That's just called science and maths.
Meanwhile, unemployment has risen. The RBA is unconvinced that inflation is under control. And Labor's solution to all this is a productivity talk fest next month. Which brings me to the fourth issue, tax reform. Now, there's no doubt Labor is buttering us up. These leaked Treasury documents are rarely accidentally leaked. But according to leaked Treasury advice, Labor has been advised the budget cannot be fixed without raising taxes and cutting spending. Now, we've been warning about Labor's excessive spending for some time.
So we shouldn't be surprised.
But this advice from Treasury would have been well known before we all went to the polls. So it's all well and good for Labor to announce a productivity roundtable and use it by stealth for inevitable higher taxes. In fact, former Treasury boss Ken Henry told the National Press Club this week, unless there is more spending discipline, there's only two options: increase taxes or grow the economy faster.
If we continue on that trajectory, as we said in 2002, we will have no option but to raise taxes, and quite significantly by several percentage points of GDP. So that's the other side of the budget story.
Or cut spending.
Or cut spending.
To give our politicians another freaking pay rise.
As a Prime Minister, I earn a good income.
The taxpayer's going to have to pick up the bill here.
And don't forget, Labor's already leaving us with $1 trillion of debt, and the only way out is higher taxes or rapidly growing the economy. Labor has already started with super tax targeting unrealised gains. So let's see what's next under the guise of a productivity roundtable. Then, of course, there are ongoing issues plaguing the childcare sector amid allegations of sexual abuse. The Envoy's special report into anti-Semitism, which looks set to sit on Albo's desk for months. And now we hear about Labor's latest push to censor the internet. We'll soon have to hand over our ID just to do a basic Google search. So look, let's hope the Liberal Party are done with talking about themselves, bickering over gender quotas and pre-selection, and finally start holding this government to account.
Does it concern you that it was a Virgin pilot that alerted Australia about the Chinese live-fire exercise rather than defence?
Something's wrong. I must be slipping. Out of condition. Sloppy. I gotta exercise. Strengthen my sinews.